Thank you very much, Jason. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Ann is not aware that I was doing this speech tonight. She probably had some suspicions. Ann grew up with my wife, Jane, in Hartford, Connecticut. I think you moved into the neighborhood when you were, 13 or something? Okay, in that area. You can see the threesome here. The one in the red is my wife, Jane. The one on the right is Ann Pennell-Cimini, and the one on the left is Jane's sister, Doris. This was taken when Jane was about 17, so Ann, you may have been 18 or so. When I first met Jane, which was December 28th, 1973, we had a rather good relationship started off, and then towards the end of, or middle, I guess, of February, they had Mardi Gras. And Jane and Ann took off to Mardi Gras. And Ann stole my girlfriend away and took her to New Orleans. As you can see, even though it was very cold up north at that time, they were all bundled up because it was quite cold down there. They came back regaling their adventures and all of the wonderful things they had. Me, I was feeling like an underdog. I wasn't there. But the two of them had a ball down there. There was one point where they got separated in that massive crowd in New Orleans, in Mardi Gras, and Jane wanted to find Ann. So what did she do? She climbed up one of those light poles, the old gas lamp light poles, and sure enough, Ann found her hanging on the pole. We had all sorts of adventures together that summer in 1974. We went up to Massachusetts. We had camped at a campground, at a lake. We had a ball. I got to know Ann, and I got to know Jane even better. So we had a really good time with some friends up there. We had all these adventures that summer. We climbed Mount Washington in May, and it was, the significance of it was Ann had never done anything like this, and Mount Washington is a very, very serious climb. I want you to know she's carrying a very large pocketbook. She carried it to the top of Mount Washington. It was almost as big as my backpack. Ann seems to put on airs that she's very sedentary and doesn't do much, but she and Jane, I don't know which one convinced which, got into a skydiving school and went parachuting. And I know neither of them like high places. Here's Ann with her arms crossed. What year did you get married? Which year?
1981.
1981. Well, here's just before the wedding. We went down to Connecticut. Yes, and went to Ann's wedding. She was getting married. Jane was already dressed for the ceremony and went and changed, and this is after the wedding. Now that debonair fellow in the suit with the red hair is none other than me, of course. And I must have said something really witty. Look at how they're laughing. It was a fun wedding. We had a really good time. Ann sang a Judy Collins song, John Denver song, played the guitar. It was really fantastic. A few years later, here's Ann with Jane and Ann's two daughters. She had Megan, the little blonde in the yellow, and Beth. Wonderful kids. This was taken at Old Orchard Beach in Maine. And the significance of this particular trip was Megan, the daughter, got lost up there. Wandered off down the beach about a mile. She was, 6, 7 years old at the time, 5 years. Somebody found her roaming around in this crowded beach and brought her back. We were so thankful. There are good people out there. Because she was a cute little kid, and boy, she just disappeared on us. Now, was it last year or the year before? We went up to something called Triumph. I think it's up here in Bradenton, just the other side of the highway. You get up in the trees, and you get on these zip lines and climbing up obstacles. It's a ball. The woman on the far left is Elizabeth Chandler, former president of this club. And like I said earlier, with the parachuting, doesn't like high places, but there she is going up one of the first platforms you climb to get out there and start winging through the trees. This event, this particular day we were there, there they had a 2-for-1 or half price or something. They do that every now and then. I encourage you to go have a look at it. It's a lot of fun. Here she is out on these little sticks that you got to walk across, and you hang on to the line. And it's quite safe, actually. You're clipped in with some safety clips and all, 2 of them actually. Excuse me. But it's a wonderful way to see Florida from a different perspective. Obviously, it's up there in the trees and a little bit scary, but I give Ann credit. She got out there and did, once again, something that challenged her. She had Mount Washington and skydiving, and now Triumph, and there's been other events. We took some motorcycle trips together with a group. Every time I turn around, it seems, Ann is getting me involved in something new. I had never done this before. Here she's riding on a zip line. You attach, you hook on, and you get on the zip line. This is one of the shorter ones. You only hit a couple miles an hour. The finale for the day is a tower that's about, I think, 40, 45 feet high, and the zip line is 500 feet long. Yesterday, we went up to the Tampa Electric manatee pool that they have up there, the hot waters that come out of the electrical plant. We went up to see these guys, and what I really enjoyed about it is they're really action figures. That's a moving picture. No, it was. But this is taken yesterday up there also, and what it reminded me of was when I first met Jane, all those years ago in New Orleans. They took that picture on the boat. Here they are again, 40 years later, doing all these wonderful things together, and including me. Thank you for all your wonderful memories and adventures, Ann. You are what friendship is all about.